and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City. I'm your host, Courtney Bloomer. Today's show is brought to you by Wired Wednesday Digital Artists Club, bringing you the Carson City Citywide Short Film Competition in the end of April. The screening will be held at the Brewery Arts Center. Teams who wish to sign up for the short film competition can contact the number shown on your screen. Today, our guests, Linda Buchanan from Catmandu and our very special guest, Rascal.
Thanks so much for having us, Courtney. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here and welcome to you both. Catmandu is a local organization that is to help cats in our community, and this was born out of sort of a sad time in your life. Tell us a little bit about how Catmandu got started.
Well, my husband, who was my sweetie, my honey, my darling, and also my business partner, died of bladder cancer on April 19th of 2012. And my world was turned upside down, and I was devastated and just really didn't have a reason to go on living, actually. And at the same time that I was recovering from his death, I was trying to find some help for a little stray cat in my neighborhood named Carson. And in trying to find help for him, I discovered that there were very, very few resources for cats in Carson City. And one morning I just kind of had an epiphany. I'd been going, well, somebody should do something about this. And
right, indignant. Why isn't anyone doing this?
Somebody should do something. And I woke up and I went, well, you know what? I'm somebody, and I'm just going to do it. And so I took a little pension that he had left me and sold everything that I had and found a wreck of a building over on Brown Street and rented it and opened Catmandu.
All right, now tell us about that building, because it's a very special place. This is not like a typical what you would expect to see if you walked into an adoption agency.
No, we are not your typical shelter. Catmandu is actually in an old daycare center, and so there's a bunch of really big rooms. And all of the cats within the rooms are free roaming. We don't believe in cages at Catmandu. And so all of the cats just live. We have all kinds of drawers and perches and hidey holes and places for them to go and sleep, and it's real homey, and they're just allowed to be cats. And they kind of set the agenda insofar as what they're comfortable with, and we've had great success in restoring their trust, and really most of the cats that come out of our shelter are in much better psychological shape than they were when they came in, and that's very unusual for a shelter.
Absolutely. Now, you brought Rascal with you today, and he's being a little bit of a rascal right now. I can hear him purring. I don't know if the audience is picking that up on your mic or not, but tell us his story.
Well, Rascal, as near as we know, he's about 12 to 13 years old, and he belonged to this lovely lady out in Hawthorne. And she's an elderly lady, and her health was failing badly. She's in and out of the hospital, going to have to move into a rest home, and couldn't take care of the cats. And so we took Rascal and also his friend Pookie. And Rascal here, he's about 3/4 deaf. And he was really badly.
He doesn't know we're talking about him.
No. And he was badly matted, so we've shaved him, which is why he's wearing the sweater, to keep him warm and also to spare him the embarrassment of walking around with no clothes on.
Right.
And he just lives in the front office. He hangs out on my desk and sleeps in the sun, and hopefully someone will find it in their heart to adopt him, and if they don't, he'll just live with us for as long as he lives.
Tell us about how we can adopt a cat from Catmandu.
Come to Catmandu. No, we're open Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can just come in. We have a short adoption questionnaire to fill out, and then we talk to you and see what your needs are and take you back and find a cat that would be your perfect forever friend.
How many cats are at the shelter? How many roommates does Rascal here have?
Well, it fluctuates. Right now we're at about 50, and those are all young adults to adults. We don't have any kittens in yet. Kitten season is going to be starting here probably within a couple of weeks, and then we get inundated. We have anywhere from 20 to 40 kittens and more out in foster care at a time. There's just such a huge need, and we're still turning them away. We desperately need foster homes for a lot of these kittens. So if anyone out there is willing and able to foster, please do contact me. A lot of the kittens that come in as very small, they're too small to be in the shelter, or else we're full and we need a place for them to go until we can make room for them. And because otherwise, we have to turn them away, and that keeps me up at night worrying what happens to the ones we have to turn away.
Now, you mentioned fostering as one way to get involved, but a lot of people can't foster. Right. They're gone during the day, and they can't put forth the time that it takes to foster a litter of baby kittens. Mm-hmm. But what are some other ways that people could help?
Well, people can volunteer. We always need volunteers. There's a huge variety of things that need to be done around there. Some of them need to be done at the shelter. Some of them can be done at home. But we always need volunteers. And then, of course, we always need money. So if you can't support us in any other way, if you could send us some money, that would really help a lot. It costs, a fair amount to keep these guys in food and kitty litter and a roof over their heads and spay, neuter and utilities, and we're all volunteer. No one draws a salary, me included. So everything does go to the kitties, but there's never enough. So those are the best ways people could help.
All right, fantastic, and the website is up on the screen. Folks can look at that and go learn a little bit more about ways that they can get involved. You mentioned donations to the shelter as one way that people can get involved. What things do you want donations other than just money, kitty litter, and things like that, or cash donations best?
Well, cash donation is always the best, because you can't pay a vet with cat food, you can't pay spay neuter with litter. But if you don't want to do cash, and some people don't, we can always use kitty litter. Always. Insofar as our food goes,
Rascal, you're having a little. Rascal. He's getting a little stuck here. Oops, there we go.
Here we go.
Hi, sweetheart.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
We can always use kitty litter, preferably clumping kitty litter. Our food we buy from Costco. We use the Kirkland Costco or Purina Friskies wet food. We can always use that. Purina kitten chow. We don't do a lot of different types of food because it can upset their tummies, but if people have food that's in an unopened bag that they want to donate, we do pass it along to low-income people and people that are feeding ferals. So we'll pretty much take whatever we can get to a point. We don't need any more linens though, or cat beds or litter boxes, but other than that.
Now, you mentioned that one of the things that some of that money goes towards is spaying and neutering, which is, of course, very important. It would be wonderful if we didn't... You want to be involved in this interview now, Rascal? Spaying and neutering, it would be great if we didn't have a need for Catmandu anymore.
It would.
Because that would mean that maybe we've kind of taken care of the problem of some of these stray cats. Are all the pets at Catmandu spayed and neutered?
Absolutely.
And what can people do if they have a pet that needs spayed or neutered?
Well, there's not really many local resources for low cost. You have to go to Reno. You can go to the Nevada Humane Society Clinic in Reno. They do a low-cost spay-neuter. ABC Clinic in Sparks also does a low-cost spay-neuter. They're the ones who do our spay-neuters. You can also, we, to a point, depending on where our funding is, we do help some low-income people out. If they can, pay half of the fee, we'll pay half of the fee, and we can sometimes provide transportation. Spay-neuter is just critical. One of the figures is that two unaltered cats over the course of 7 years between them and their offspring can produce 420,000 cats.
That is a few cats.
That's a lot of cats. Yeah, it really is. And there's already so many around that need homes and need families, and they're living on the streets. if people take away nothing more from this, it would be please spay and neuter your pet. You know, the kittens are darling, but we really don't need a whole lot more of them.
Right. Well, is there anything else you'd like people to know about Catmandu, or he's cracking me up. Is there anything else you'd like people to know about Catmandu, or what they should know about coming down and adopting a cat?
Well, we would love to see you. You know, come on down. We've got a wide assortment of cats, all different ages.
The right cat for you.
Absolutely. You know, they're in varying degrees of friendly. We take in a lot of strays, and it takes time to work with them. But you know, cats make wonderful, wonderful pets. They're very loving. They're very low maintenance. They're very entertaining. They're affordable. You can have them in a house. You can have them in an apartment. And they make wonderful, wonderful friends. So I really hope that people will come down. You're all welcome to come and take a tour of the facility anytime. We'd love to show you what we're doing. Come and play with the kitties, or you know, just take a look around, and we hope to see you there.
Absolutely. Check out the website. Go visit. It's on Brown Street.
1829 Brown Street.
1829 Brown Street. All right. So, Linda, thank you so much for being here, and Rascal, thank you for joining us as well. He was a good boy. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And thanks to all of you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City. If you like It's Your City, please thank our sponsors. This week's sponsor is Wired Wednesday. And if your business would like to sponsor a future edition of It's Your City, please contact Darla at the number shown on your screen. Once again, I'm Courtney Bloomer, and this is It's Your City. We'll see you next week.